Our senior White House correspondent Jim Acosta is traveling with the president. Jim, the president's critics, clearly they're likely to pounce on his comment that there's no complete strategy yet for training Iraqi forces. Why is there no complete strategy? The U.S. has been at war against ISIS for a long time.
That's right, Wolf. Roughly 10 months now. And keep in mind the linchpin of the U.S. strategy for defeating ISIS is to conduct airstrikes from the air and to train and arm Iraqi security forces on the ground. So if the cornerstone of this strategy is training Iraqi security forces, it is a curious comment to hear from the president, quote, we don't yet have a complete strategy because it requires commitments on the part of the Iraqis. As right now, I suppose they don't have those commitments. And it's interesting to point out, Wolf, later on in those comments, the president said that while they do have the training capacity in Iraq, they don't have the trainees, essentially. I'm paraphrasing there, but that's essentially what he said. So those two comments seem to be in contradiction. They want to ramp up the training over at the Pentagon. The president says he's waiting on a plan from the Pentagon to present to the American people to ramp up this training of Iraqis. But yet at the same time, he's saying almost in the same breath that they don't have the proper number of trainees. And so this is obviously going to feed a lot of the criticism in Washington. And it obviously harkens back to what the president said last summer. You'll recall, Wolf, when he said we don't have a strategy for dealing with ISIS in Syria. That set off another round of criticism of the president's strategy, and it comes at a time, just remember last week, a CNN ORC poll found nearly 2/3 of Americans don't approve of the president's handling of the battle against ISIS. And so all of this is not coming at a very good time for this president. I will say